Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
YCH-IQUE.com has worldwide users instant messaging, reading blogs, romance stories, posting pictures, getting recipes, playing games, buying, selling, psychic readings, reviewing, and much more. Interact at YCH-IQUE.com.
Psychic Robin Zodiac focuses in on each caller with caring professionalism. Robin offers the caringcuddler.com service as touch therapy to those dealing with loss of love at her Los Angeles studio. So, make your appointment at 855-922-4822. Caringcuddler.com does benefit both men and women that just need to be held. In today's world, there is a lot of times we need love energy through physical touch. There's nothing special to embrace a nurturing mom, or as Robin is known, as a psychic mom, to giggle, cry, and release pent-up emotions or feelings. So call 855-922-4822 for empathic healing comfort.
Breaking news on famous celebrity psychic Robin Zodiac, also known as Psychic Mom, and her order of business of her Secrets to New You Love ebook series on Amazon, to her live call-in Friday night show on UBNradio.com between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. California time, to her interactive lifestyle website www.psy-chic.com, which is the word psychic with a dash in the middle. That's psy-chic.com, to her in-person psychic readings at her Culver City studio. So log on now to psy-chic.com for more information about your accurate psychic reading with Robin Zodiac today.
Hello. This is Robin Zodiac, and I'm here every Friday night between 7 and 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's California time. And we're doing live shows, so pick up the phone, call in 323-254-2599. And these are sample readings. If you would like a more in-depth reading, then contact me at Live Advice for You with the number 4, liveadviceforyou.com. I'm in the spiritual section. It's a great website. You can get advice to anything from nutrition to legal to tech support, anything there. But if you would like to continue our reading, go there and look for me under spiritual. So a couple weeks ago, I had given a prediction that we would have had a bank holiday because September 9th of 2016 is 999 in numerology. And I was explaining to a caller that those are all zeros. And according to by code, that's the reason why the stock market basically bottomed out. The banks did not take a holiday, but the Federal Reserve did go blacked out and didn't function for a week. Last week I said that I was going to give some more predictions as we come closer to them happening. So the next prediction that's going to be taking place is Friday is going to be another government shutdown. I have talked about this in previous shows on a different station. Those videos can be viewed at robinzodiac.com. That's ROBINZODIAC.com. And I talk a lot about banking, government, basically the behind the scenes on how we're being manipulated and brainwashed and how money is really made in this country. And it is shocking. It is scandalous. A lot of people can call me a conspiracy theorist, but that doesn't necessarily mean that a theory is not so. So I just wanted to reiterate that the government will be shutting down this Friday. They keep talking about extending it with some fake Zika virus, which is actually them killing all the bees. They've been exterminating all the bees, which definitely we need for survival. Another thing that I've taken notice of for the last 9 months, at the end of last year, there's been hundreds of thousands of whales that have been beaching. It's almost every week. There's beach whales all over the world, which has never been before, which whales are at the top of the food chain. So our culture and our society is definitely under high risk. Of course, they've taken the humpback whale off of the endangered species list, but you have to remember that I think we all know that the media is all propaganda, and everything that you've ever been taught is actually the opposite of what reality really is. Um, like, for example, diamonds are very plentiful and they're being controlled, where amber is the most rare commodity, and you can buy amber for pennies on the dollar, where diamonds are thousands of dollars, where diamonds are very plentiful and they aren't worth anything. So that's just an example of what I'm referring to and how we are being conned. So a lot of things are happening, and the government, since 1933, has not had the authority to make any decisions on our behalf. So it's a complete fraudulent agency. And once again, I talk about this a lot on my website. I've written a lot of articles. I've also done a lot of videos. I've explained basically history and how we've come to this point. So I wanted to just make that prediction that we are going to have a government shutdown. There's no going back. Basically, it's called Operation Watership Down. It's been in place since NAFTA came in. NAFTA is a good thing. The TPP is a good thing. It's not good for politicians to make money. BRICS was a good thing. It's not for politicians to make money. So therefore, they're going to tell us and they're going to tell the media that these are horrible things when actually that's our safety net, and it's been in place for over 20 years. So, you know, hats off to those that were involved in supporting that. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the media exposure this week. There's two high profile celebrity stories that I'd like to mention. One is written on a blog about Jim Carrey, his wrongful death lawsuit. Jim Carrey is obsessed with the number 23, and he did a movie called The Number 23, where he plays a psychopath boyfriend who ends up murdering his girlfriend, who's played by Virginia Madison. In the trailer, he points out that they met on September 14th, and that was his late girlfriend's birthday, was September 14th. Also, she was 20 years younger than him, and supposedly she passed on or around September 24th, but I suspect that it was on the 23rd. So there is a lot going on behind that are right in our face. Jim Carrey has been on many shows making fun of the Illuminati, which is basically the people pulling the strings in regards to our finances. But the thing is that the creditors are now calling in the debt, and so through that, there's been a back channeling that's been taking place, and that's why they're calling it denial of system. But basically, what it is that money goes out, and when it comes back to the center of the pie or to the creditor, it actually is disappearing. So once again, they're not presenting the story correctly. So that's what's really going on. Also, we've all probably heard about the reports of Angelina and Brad Pitt. It's a very, very sad story for those children. Now they've got the Department of Social Services involved, and it's just a horror story because that never goes well. That department basically is fraudulent also. It's another way for the government to make money. When people adopt children in the state of California, especially if they adopt children that are of Mexican descent, the parents may not tell you this, but they get $1,000 for each child. So they are paid to take in the children. So when children from other countries that it's the same thing that they are fostered out, and they do make money off of these children through being raised by strangers. Um, I think it's like they get $5,000 for every placement. So it's very it's very, very frightening for what's going on. So, our hearts out to Brad and Angelina. It's not a time to point fingers on who is wrong and who is right. It's a time for really to hope the best for those children. So, anyway, I just wanted to mention that. So, yeah, I have my business manager in the background telling me it's a psychic show. Well, this is part of a psychic show because, once again, there's things that we're not told about, that they keep blinders on us, and they've dumbed us down since 1933, where, we basically are questioning what's really happening. And it's a very frightening thought if you really want to get down with everything is going on and the way everything is functioning. So why don't you call in? I'll do a reading for you. I don't have any callers. Okay. So anyway, I've got a background audience over here giving me instructions. We're no longer in Mercury retrograde. We're no longer in Mercury retrograde. It went direct a couple days ago. But we still feel the after effects, though. So once again, it usually interrupts computers, and it interrupts mechanics. Okay. Would you like to do the show? I told you to put your earphones on, please. Please put your earphones on. This is my show. Okay? Thank you. Okay. All right. All right. This is my friend. And sometimes my friend wants the best for me, but I am a very strong willed woman. And a lot of times I'm called a bitch because of it. And I actually take that as a compliment. And so, it just means that I'm very independent. I'm a free thinker. I connect the dots my own way. I was raised in a multicultural family with as a foster child in Washington D.C. So I do speak from experience, and I do speak from my point of view, my perspective. And another thing too is I was never raised with television or radio. I wasn't allowed to listen to any music. I wasn't allowed to watch any TV. So I look at shows completely different. When I see the news, I listen to the Freudian slips. When I watch movies, I pay attention to what the director's pointing out, and I draw my own conclusions. I'm an independent free thinker. I recommend all of you to do the same, but once again, it's really hard because we have been brainwashed. The only thing that really does loosen up our thoughts, and I'm not encouraging everybody to go out and smoke pot, thought, but that's one of the reasons why they have made it illegal so that they can basically control our minds. There's two things that I have mentioned before in previous shows. One is that CBD oil, which is hemp oil, which is the healing properties of marijuana. I just briefly read a headline that it is accessible in America in all 50 states. I know for a fact that it is an incredible, incredible supplement that I definitely encourage you all. I mean, it's good for anxiety, it's good for depression, it's wonderful for brain damage. And another supplement that I definitely recommend too is colostrum. Colostrum is actually comes after mother's milk, or after a child's born. Before the mother's milk comes, it comes colostrum. And I used to get this particular colostrum through pasteurized cows in New Zealand, but now it's on the market. The only thing is that GMO food has been infiltrated since 1996, and so once again, it is good stuff in regards to building proteins in our body, and it's wonderful for weight loss. But basically, it's very, very good for digestion and for keeping a clean colon. It's fabulous stuff. I know for a fact that if you nurse a child up until the age of 2, they're less likely to be sick because of the colostrum in the milk. And also, colostrum, if you take it for a year, then you're less likely to have any disease or anything. It's said to be not only a weight loss diuretic, but it's also a cancer inhibitor. I'm not saying it cures cancer, but it definitely multiplies good cells. So definitely recommend that you keep colostrum and CBD oil in your diet. And, once again, I always recommend that, if you have a trusted doctor, run it by. A lot of times they'll say, well, it can't hurt. And I have to tell you that it's been an incredible I'm just a big believer that it works. It works for me. So I just wanted to share that information. So Jarvis, it doesn't sound like we have any callers.
No, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, this is very unusual because usually we have callers lined up. So what else is going on? How are you, Jarvis?
Oh, I'm
When's
doing.
your birthday?
My birthday is November 13th.
November 13th. Okay, great. Well, the thing that I get is that it looks like there's stability coming up for you. I do see peace of mind. It says that you're extremely ambitious. Um, Even though you are Scorpio, for some reason, here's the Scorpio coming up. I get some Capricorn influence in your chart, or it could be that there's a Capricorn around you, but
Hmm.
usually that indicates somebody that definitely strives or climbs the slow, steady climb up the ladder in
Mm.
regards to success. So I do feel that there's good things ahead. It does feel like you've had some setbacks. It looks like last year wasn't one of the best years for you, but I am seeing a luxury item coming up. So
Ooh.
that usually I'm getting like a new car. Have you gotten a car
Yeah, I
recently?
did. I did. I did.
You did?
Yeah, a
Okay,
couple months ago.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
wonderful. That's
but
wonderful.
maybe it's another one.
Oh, really? Did you get a car in the
I don't.
last year?
I did about 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh, okay. Wow. So now you want a newer
Well,
car,
I'm just
huh?
saying. You seen another one? Then I'm open.
Well, it could be that you're still enjoying this new luxury item, which is good. Yeah, I'm also picking up a romance,
Oh.
but yeah, it also says that there's somebody from your past that's coming back in. It looks like it's a friend though, but it does feel like somebody from your past could be, visiting, or it does feel like there's an old connection resurfacing in your life.
Female.
Uh, yeah, an old friend coming back, contacting you,
Hmm.
coming to California, visiting or making contact with you.
Okay.
So, yeah, I do see an old friend. Also, do you have a sister or a cousin or
Uh,
female around you that's very close to you?
yeah, I do. I have two sisters.
Do you have two sisters?
Yeah.
And one of them's married, right?
Well, not yet. She's
Getting
maybe.
married?
Well, yeah. It looks like she might. She hadn't accepted yet, but yeah, yeah, she probably will.
Yeah, yeah, I see marriage coming up
Okay,
for
good.
her, which is great, which is wonderful. Wonderful. And your mom definitely comes in very strong. And your mom's
Mm-hmm.
still with us, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, she's a good lady. Your
Mm-hmm.
mom is she's a saint. She's a
Yes.
lovely, lovely woman. Very, very strong, but very, very sweet. I mean, people can underestimate your mom, but she's a very strong woman.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, I see both your sisters, but the one that's getting married, I feel is very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I see you in good health, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, I
Okay.
also I also get I don't know if you told me this that you love music. Music is one of your great escapisms. So is that about right?
That you are so on point.
Oh, great. Is jazz your favorite
It's
or
one of them.
one
Yeah,
of them?
yeah.
Okay, great,
And that's
great.
it's so. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna let you go. Keep going.
Oh, no, no, that's fine. No, but I'm just wondering. I know we talked a few weeks ago and you said that you
No,
were going out after the show. Are you
right.
going out tonight after the show?
I don't plan on it. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
but
maybe it's.
somebody did text me while we were talking, asked me to come out.
Oh,
So
really?
that's
Ask them to
interesting.
call in.
Okay.
Tell them to call in. I'll do a reading for them. Well, I see you going to a jazz club or doing something around music tonight. So that's what I
Hmm.
was wondering.
Okay.
So we'll see. You could
Okay.
change your mind,
Right.
right?
Right.
So yeah, everything looks really good and on Jarvis Planet. So
I love
this
it.
is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah, I'm really surprised because, since the show started, we've been bombarded with calls and now it's like completely silent.
Yeah, I don't
So,
know. Are we still in Mercury retrograde? What's going on? I don't know.
well, I thought we were, but somebody corrected me and said that we went direct a few days ago. And we are in sun sign Wait, sun sign. What are we? Virgo. No, no, we're coming out of Virgo. We're in Libra right now. But yeah, we still have the residuals of retrograde. That's for sure. That's
Oh,
for
okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the energy is not the best. So, it's kind of all over the place right now. So, kind of like my intro. So yeah. So anyway, do you have any questions for me, Jarvis? I mean, anything, anything.
Um.
Politics, movie stars, anything. I'll I'll key into any curiosity that you may have.
Well, what do you think that what do you think is going on with the current state of the everything that's happening with the police and the riots and things like that and the police brutality? What are you seeing that's happening in our nation around that?
Wow. Well, I have a story about that, but I'm not at liberty to discuss it at this point.
Oh,
But the thing is that the police are completely unconstitutional, and basically they are Congress's henchmen. And it goes all the way back to money. And like I had said in the intro, really government has no place in our society. So therefore, the police, they think that they have a government job and they have their police fund. One thing that I did read is that in Dallas, all of the police are jumping ship because their pensions are going to zero. So, the police, they used to be good guys. I remember
yeah,
back in the 80s, that, when the police pulled you over or stopped or whatever, they were very helpful. I remember once a policeman actually followed me home to make sure I got home safely. The police used to be the good guys. You could be able to trust them and things like that. But you have to remember that we're completely brainwashed. Since 9/11, they basically have taken away all our freedoms. They have locked us down in fear. Even that Snowden movie, it's about a man that had a breakdown and he runs off to another country and all the media rally around him and, let him, you know, give us information that we already know about. I saw the movie a couple weeks ago and I was appalled at the false information that and a lot of people have been affected by that movie with paranoia, and it's totally ridiculous. So you just have to remember that the media is complete propaganda. But the reason why the police organization is going away, I mean, marshals, because they are voted in, they are constitutional. Sheriffs, that's a different story, but police actually are completely non-constitutional. They do not have the power or the authority that we believe that they have. I'm sure there's good police out there, but I really, from my perspective, I don't have the best opinions. I know a few weeks ago, actually, when I went to see the movie Snowden, I got out of the Uber car and I'm walking across the street, and all of these police are racing down and they pulled up right where I got out of the car. And I have to tell you, I had a complete meltdown and I had nightmares for days and I was stressed out because just the uniforms just like totally create this PTSD in me. I just have a really hard reaction to the fact that they, basically they think that they have all this authority, and they really don't. And we all believe that they do. And, the thing that gets me is that all these Democrats and people are saying, take away our, Second Amendment rights, but put the guns in an organization that's just another gang, if you think about it. I mean, strip away the fact that, they're supported by government, they're put in place that, they're here to serve and protect. They're, just like government's only there to serve and protect themselves, the police are the same. They're only there to serve and protect themselves. They really don't help people. I'm not saying that they didn't used to. I'm just saying because of the way the world is and the way the world has been operating, it's all coming down. Another thing I was told, well, I heard on the news from my previous station is that nobody's signing up to be police anymore. Nobody wants to go into that profession. So that they've actually had to shut the police academy down. And the thing that I'm fighting for currently is that the police need to be psychologically trained. They need to learn to negotiate. Punching first or shooting first. Is basically acting out of ego, and you know ego will get you in the biggest trouble. It's definitely self-serving, and so it's a catch 22, but the truth of the matter is that there's 7 citizens arrest states where there shouldn't even be law enforcement in the United States, that they shouldn't even exist. So basically, it's a trickling down of, people at the top creating laws that are non-constitutional because they're being supported by lobbyists and nonprofit organizations, which is completely illegal. DUIs, marijuana charges, things like that is totally against our constitutional rights. So if you are ever in that situation, I recommend that you represent yourself in court, because then they can't throw the book at you, because, if you watch my videos, I go into more depth on why. But, basically they do not have any authority. So, they basically bond together and they create this illusion, as the media creates this illusion, as the banks create the illusion that, you don't own your home, where, if you did deeper research, you probably would find out that it's just some, gang of people coming in to steal your home.
Hey,
It's
Robin,
just
we
like,
got a call for you.
great. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for calling in.
Sure. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Who's this?
My name is Naz.
Hi, Nod. How can I help today?
I was just calling in for a reading.
Okay. Did you want me to focus in on career, love, family, anything like that?
No, I'm kind of open. I guess whatever you. I've never really done this before, so I'm just kind of calling in, kind of open.
I'm glad.
Wanna do.
Okay. Great, great, great. Well, okay, well, the first thing I pick up is that there does seem to be a female friend calling, wanting to spend time with you. I see you guys having a really good time. I see that this person, when the two of you get together, you get into really great conversations that are very stimulating. Um, so I do feel that that's coming up. It could be as early as this weekend, but I am getting that there's a female friend that you're going to be going out with, enjoying each other's time and company. So that's good. I did see not that there has been heartache, but I'm also getting the number two, and so I'm feeling like more at the beginning of the year, like back in February, it does feel like there was a bit of heartache going on in your life. But at this point, I am feeling that there. Now, do you have a son, Nod?
No, I do not.
Oh, you don't have any children?
No, just my dogs.
Oh,
They're like my
okay.
kids, but no kids.
Oh, okay. Okay. For some reason, I'm picking up a son around you. So, and I am picking up motherhood. So, once again, this could be a future prediction. So, yeah, I do feel that, I'm also getting the number six, and I know we're in 2016. But I am getting the number six, or it could be that you're meeting somebody that has a son, and I'm curious to know why I came up with the number six around motherhood for you. So maybe he's 6 years old, but I am getting that there does seem to be a relationship coming up. Also, Nod, I'm getting some training or schooling or something along those lines. So anything like that sound familiar? Are you going to take some classes? Do you teach any classes? Are any training?
I actually just applied for a training position for our company.
Oh, so you're going to be a teacher for training. Perfect.
I
Great.
hope so.
I feel so. Well, I told you first. So, of course, it's you have to make it happen, but please make my prediction come true. So, yeah,
I
that
will
looks
do my
good.
best.
Yes, it looks really good. And it's amazing because I do feel like there's an outreach that this is going to probably a lot of it's going to be done through the computer, in a classroom setting, but still, I'm getting that it does feel like other people are going to be able to access you too. And yes, I am getting contracts and I am getting money coming up. So that's what I keep picking up. And do you have any plans this weekend with any girlfriends?
I actually do next weekend to go away with a girlfriend who I actually haven't seen for about a year.
Oh, great. And this is somebody that you can chat all night for hours and
Oh,
really
yeah,
enjoy
for
each other.
sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you heard my business manager earlier, but he always likes cluck, 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 cluck. You girls, all you do is cluck, 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 cluck. So,
We like
yes, I
it. We're
have
like,
friends like that. Yeah, yeah, we're talkers. We're talkers. We're communicators. So it's good. Yeah, so well, I'm wondering if you're going to meet Mr. Wonderful on this trip. So you'll have to get back with me on that. But I am getting that there's more than one opportunity in regards to love and relationship and dating. But for some reason, I am getting a
really?
sense. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm seeing someone right now, but that's what I'm like, oh, no, okay, okay. I'm taking
Yeah.
it.
Well,
I'll go with
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Well, you would have told me if he had a son, right? He doesn't have a son, right?
He does, but it's a much older son.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
Older than six, but much older, but not like a little boy.
oh, okay. Yes, a young man. So, yeah,
Yes.
that's understandable. Yeah, but yeah, so, once again, I am seeing a young boy. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, so you'll have to get back with me on that. That would be great.
I would.
But,
If a little boy pops out of me anytime soon, I'm telling you for sure.
for sure, for sure. And just remember, Robin is a boy and a girl name. So, there you go. You can use it for a
Oh,
middle
got
name.
it.
Okay.
Got it.
All right.
I will
All
not
right.
forget.
All right, Nod. I appreciate it.
Thank
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so
you
much
so
for
much.
calling. All right,
No
great.
problem. Pleasure
All right,
speaking with
let
you.
us know
Thank you.
about the job too. Yeah, it was a
I
pleasure.
will. Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay. So once again, if you want an in-depth reading, you can get my call button on psychic.com, which is the word psychic with a dash in the middle. It's psychic.com. You go to the readings page, and the call button will lead you to live advice for you, and it's the number 4.com, live advice adviceforyou.com. And once again, I'm in the spiritual section. Vice versa, if you'd like to go into more depth for a psychic reading. So, was that a beep, Jarvis? Do
Yes,
we
it
have another
was.
caller?
We have another caller. Here
Yay!
we go. You're
Great.
on
Okay.
live with Robin Zodiac.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Who's this?
Hi there.
Hi.
This is can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, perfectly. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful. This is Dean Ryan from Truth Be Told with Tony Sweet. I thought I'd call in and say hello.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that Tony does have his
Yeah.
friends with me. This is great. And you said your name is Ryan?
This is the real Dean Ryan.
Real Dean Ryan. Okay. Dean
Yes.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
How
Fabulous.
are you? I'm a huge fan of the show. Huge fan.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. It's I do appreciate the compliments because I know that sometimes I try to provoke just thought. You don't have to agree with me. I don't agree with everybody, but I feel everybody's entitled to speak their mind. So I appreciate that you allowed me to speak your mind. So thank you so much.
Well, you know what? I called in today because at Truth Be Told, we're constantly pushing the agenda of truth, and I'm constantly working. I'm working so hard in my professional life that I don't even have time to concentrate on my personal life. So I thought I'd call in and maybe ask you what may lie in my future in the romance category. What is laying ahead for me, Dean Ryan here, calling in.
Okay. Well, for some reason, I keep picking up your mom. Your mom is with us. She's still alive, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay. And is she close around you? I'm in California. You're in California, right? I mean, a friend of Tony's or?
Well, right. Yeah, me and Tony do the show every Monday, so I'm in your studio every Monday at UBN.
Great. And well, I
world.
just yeah, it was fabulous. I'm so glad. And Monday at what time? Let's put a shout out.
Sure. Mondays, 4 p.m. Pacific. Also, people can follow us on YouTube, Truth Be Told. Also featured on iHeart and iTunes.
Great. Yeah, I'm going to tune into your show. This is great. So you're working all the
Absolutely.
time.
We'll have you on, too. We'll have to have you on as well.
Great. If you talk politics, just you got to promise you're not going to yawn because I'm a girl. But yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm definitely going to yell at you because you're a girl now.
Oh, okay. Well, I love it.
No, I'm kidding. Isn't that great that I called the show to conduct business? This is amazing. Anyways, but no, really.
Here we go again. Well, the reason I brought up your mom, the first thing I have to tell you, is that I felt that you were going to be meeting somebody either with the same birthday, with the same name, or it could be somebody related to your mom's side of the family, but there's some sort of parallel having to do around your mom. So, yeah, but I actually feel that there's more than one opportunity. So, when you said that you're really open to receive and, get to know people and get out, I do feel like, you seem to be emotionally, evolved. So, once again, I think that you're looking for somebody that's like on an equal, intelligence or equal, place that you are, especially emotionally. And, I spoke with Jarvis briefly earlier, and I'm getting the same thing around you too, that your mom is a very strong influence in your life. I mean, it does feel that, there's been a power struggle on occasion with her, but it's because she wants the best for you and that, she's a very strong lady. And I do feel that she wants you to be happy. But like I said, there's some sort of parallel. And I guess the reason why I'm telling you this is that when you meet this person, like I said, that has similarities, embrace it. It's meant to be, investigate it, not like, oh my gosh, it's just going to be like my mom. It's not. It's I mean, it may be a thought that comes through, but it's completely just a parallel. That's it. And it does feel like there is success with contracts. I feel like there's more with your show too. I know you said YouTube. I know you said that you're on the station, but I am. There does seem to be more to come. So I don't know if they're going to be doing a documentary or if you're going to be writing a screenplay. Do you do any of that? Are you planning on doing something
Well, let me
like
just
that?
tell you. I think your assessment of me is frightening close to what's really going on. Yes, there is a power struggle between me and my mother. We are at odds, without getting into it, and we're
That's
not
fine.
close at all. There's somebody that I truly like, and we share. We're a few days apart in birthdays.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
as far as documentaries go, I'm making 2 documentaries, and I'm also making a long film on 9/11 with
Oh, wow.
some very big players. That's going to come out next
Wow.
year.
Wow. Yeah,
So
I
kudos
talked
to
about,
you.
yeah, fabulous. I talked about 9/11 a few weeks ago on the 9th,
Hmm.
and I just wanted to bring up the point that it was a 727 Boeing airplane, right? It was a 727. It wasn't a
Yeah.
747. Okay. The wingspan is 200 feet, right?
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Okay. The World Trade Center,
Yep.
80 feet.
Wow.
Did you get that?
I did get that, and it is. There's a lot of anomalies from that day, and the whole world can see that. They say 90% of Americans don't believe the official story on JFK. The other 10% are politicians and media.
Right.
So the
Well,
9/11 official story drug is no longer in effect, and people are waking up to that day faster
actually,
than It's like discovering logic.
yeah, I'm actually a relative of Jacqueline Kennedy's, her mother's side of the family. So I am a blood
Really?
relative. Yeah, and my father and all my uncles worked for the Kennedy administration. So I grew up, very my brother, was a caterer to all the Kennedy parties. I'm from Washington D.C.
No kid.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, to me, as someone who studied American history and not what they spoon fed us in the government indoctrination camps called high school, to
Mhm.
me, the last real president the United States ever had was JFK.
Well,
And
actually, he was trying to make it a monarchy. We haven't had a president since 1933. If you go back and you read the Emergency Bank Relief Act, the Glass-Steagall, and the 21st Amendment, we are a fraudulent government. They're not supposed to have the power that they claim they have. So JFK
oh,
knew
totally,
this.
I agree.
Hmm.
Oh,
But also
absolutely. I
another
mean,
thing. Also, another thing I wanted to say is JFK was related to Reagan. They were from the same bloodline, which is the Sung bloodline from Europe, which is also known as
mhm.
the Holy Grail. That's why Reagan and JFK were the only two that could access the gold, which came from Malta. And JFK was the one that freed Malta. So on 9/11, those were Falcon fighter jets from Malta because Malta did not want to go back under Saudi Arabian regime. We are under Saudi
Mhm.
Arabian petrocurrency, and it's been that way up until this year, actually. So that's what's
Oh,
really
sure. Well, Kissinger made the deals with us in the early '70s that we would only buy from their oil fields as they used their petrodollar, and the people that didn't want to use the petrodollar, Gaddafi, Hussein, look what happened to them. You have
right.
Hillary Clinton says, "We came, we saw, we killed." So
Well,
this is
they don't.
the
They don't.
empire.
They don't trade in they don't trade in dollars in Russia anymore. They haven't since April. Since April,
I
May.
know. Right.
So,
They're dumping the dollars like so many other countries, and Americans have no idea what's about to come here when the chickens come home to roost. When that dollar that is buying the $3 gallon milk, it's going to cost them $10. People have no what's going to hit
no,
this country, and the only person that's ever talked about it has been Ron Paul. So people better understand the power of the Federal Reserve, and they better understand real fast how economics work.
Yeah, but Ron Paul and his son have been trying to steal the country too and create their family as a monarchy. So,
Yeah,
they,
I
you know,
heard too with their
yeah.
Masonic. I understand that. I'm just the message of it rather than the person is what I tend
Yeah,
to.
I realize that.
I
I realize
agree.
that. I realize that. Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad I'm
you're
not
no,
the
you're
only
absolutely right.
one that you don't
Absolutely
know.
right.
That's great. Like I said, knowledge is power, and
Totally.
I always say, if people disregard it, then this information wasn't for them, and like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You may not agree with it, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. And yes, Hillary Clinton was actually the head of the 9/11 Commission. She's actually Fannie
All
Mae. She's related to Fannie Mae.
right.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
the thing I always question, and I have my suspicion, but Clinton's last name is actually Blythe. His name is William Blythe. It's not even Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Clinton was an author that wrote a book
Wow.
about Lincoln being a dictator, and Lincoln was basically the one that enslaved us all, and
Sure.
yeah, so Lincoln,
Hey, how many journalists did he put in jail that were critical of his administration?
well, they're
And
doing
he
that
suspended the
today.
Constitution.
They're doing that today. How many people are in
Oh, yes, yes,
prisons?
they are. This president has put more of my colleagues and journalists in jail than any other presidents combined, and they're using it through the Espionage Act. So I'm asking, who's he related to? Who's Hillary Clinton related to? And what about her body doubles?
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Well, all I say is that nobody's ever answered this question, but nobody knows who Bill Blythe's father. He's Bill Blythe the third. Nobody knows who his father is. So I think we ought to know who his father is because once again, the whole problem with the Constitution is that we don't have entitlements. We don't have the same as the rest of the world. So therefore we don't really have the Magna Carta. Are you familiar with the Magna Carta? It's
Oh,
800 years
you know
old.
what? I was just thinking that. I'm so glad you mentioned that. The Magna Carta, something that Tony Blair wiped his backside with, needs to be revitalized because that is the key to free humanity.
Right, but the thing is that we're not allowed to have royalty and nobility in the country. So it's a catch 22. So they're saying, okay, well, we don't have to go according to the Magna Carta because it was instated by King John the something. I don't know which King John it was, but back 800, it's 800 years old today, this year, actually. So it's like a
Oh,
catch
okay.
22. Yeah. So, that's another thing, Kennedy
Wait
was
a minute.
trying.
Magna Carta is 800. Did you say Magna Carta is 800 years old this year?
Yes. It's the 800-year.
Wow, we should celebrate.
I've been celebrating all year since April 16th, which was our original Patriot Day. And then
Okay.
after 9/11, they made 9/11 Patriot Day. And I said this year we're going to go back to April 16th because that's when I believe that our government became a sovereign country. And, once again, Australia, there
Mm-hmm.
was like a little itty bitty blurb that Australia became a sovereign country around the same time period. And of course, the United Kingdom exited the EU because actually it's the Netherlands that were the
Brexit.
ones that, yeah, Brexit, because the Netherlands were
Right.
actually the ones that were dominating. They were the ones that financed the Second World War. They were the ones that created slavery. They were the ones that
Sure.
created corporations. And did you know that they own the United States Post Office? The Netherlands.
They own the what's it called? The Postmaster General.
They own
Wow.
yeah, and they also bought Wall Street from the Indians for
Okay.
$14. They bought the island for $14. So they're
That's a
Wall
little
Street.
pricey.
Yeah, $14.
Well,
Yeah.
well, let me ask you this: where do the Zionists come in play?
Well, the Zionists and the Vaticans have been working together since the 1400s, and it was actually 500 years ago, or over 500 years, that the Queen of Spain was the one that said that our breeding and
Queen
our
Isabel.
it could have been, but
Right.
I wished I knew that. It's just it clicked when somebody told me that, who actually has, comes from the Spanish royal bloods, as does Lee
That's
Baca.
incredible.
That's why Lee Baca, got a little pat on the hands. But anyway, she instated.
Well, we could go on for days, couldn't we? I mean, I didn't mean to take over your show. I mean, we definitely got to have you on. You're just a wealth of information and just a historical sound mind. This is just so fascinating.
Oh, well, thank you, thank you. Actually, yeah, I think my show's coming to an end because we only have a few more minutes. But thank you for the compliments. I really, really appreciate it. And what is your Twitter? I'm going to follow you on Twitter. What is your Twitter account? Tell the
It,
audience.
it's at the real Dean Ryan, DEAN Ryan RYAN, and people could follow me. I mean, if you type that in, I'm all over the internet. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I'm on CIA, Facebook, the whole thing. So if people want to find me, I'm there. And then you can check out Truth Be Told with Tony Sweet, Eddie Connor, and myself every Monday and Friday, or go to truthbetoldwebtv.com.
Okay, great. Yeah, Eddie Connor is a very, very good acquaintance of mine. We've auditioned quite a few things together, and he's amazing, amazing. And so you're in good company. You're really in good company.
Well, thank you. Eddie's a righteous dude, so he's an awesome person. I agree.
Yes, he's a really good guy. He really saved me from the wolves, so he's wonderful.
Yes.
I really appreciate it. So,
Wonderful.
all right, Dean Ryan. It was pleasure. Thank you. And yeah.
Okay, we have time for one more caller, Robin. Here we go. You're on live with Real Robin Zodiac.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Good. How can I help today?
My grandma suffered the first of 3 major strokes about 6 years ago. And for the last few months, she's really deteriorated. In the last month, she stopped eating solid foods, and every day she just gets worse and worse, and it goes through a cycle, so much so that, we made funeral arrangements, and we thought that this is the final time, and week after week has just gone by. She's mentally not really there. I want to know, where her spirit mind is and what's going on with her and what she's clinging on to.
Well, I feel like she's clinging on to her family, of course, and I think it's kind of a blessing and a curse, what she's going through. I know that you're tremendously worried about her. It does say that you're completely stressed out, but another thing too is I feel like she's making a deal with the spirit world. I feel that there is going to be a birth coming into your family, and it seems like she's going to be switching roles. Like when she passes, there's going to be an announcement of a new family member coming in. So that's what I got. I feel like that's why she's kind of holding out. She's kind of made a deal with the spirit world, and yeah, she's holding on because of course you don't like to see her this way. Of course it pains you, but I know that you're tremendously worried for her. But I don't get a date, or I'm not given that information. So all I can say is that it does feel like you're all going to be with her, that she will be surrounded by love. She knows that she's loved. I just feel like there's peace coming to your whole family. But the thing that I get is that when she passes, it could be, a week later, a month later, most likely a month later, that somebody in your family is going to be announcing an arrival of a child, or conception, that someone's pregnant. So that's what I feel. She's making a deal with the spirit world, and she knows she's already halfway over, and I've talked in other shows that I technically have been over there. I flatlined, I was gone, and I chose to come back. So it's a beautiful place, and I know you're not prepared for it. Nobody is. I mean, even if I gave you the date, you're not going to be prepared for it. But it does feel like your family is going to be with her. You are going to have peace. And like I said, there's a joyous event coming soon after.
All right. Thank you. So, she's half there, half here. Her spirit is caught in between, or
right.
Does she know what's going on here?
No, it seems like she's in derealization. Not a doctor, but she's in an alter ego, pretty much, in a spirit sense. I don't feel she's has pain or anything. I mean, I once again, I know that that might be your biggest worry or concern, but yeah, I just, once again, like you said, she's with everything that's going on with her health, I actually feel like, she's ready to let go. But like I said, I can't give you an exact date. Even if you ask me, I don't really think that's my job.
Right, right, right.
All
Any
right.
advice of how to get through? Okay.
Yeah. No, no, no. What was that? Yeah. I mean, you. What the last thought you had? Any advice on how to what?
On just how to get through, day after day after day of this limbo and this waiting. It just seems that she's very just sad and just lifeless.
Well, the thing that I always do is put on music. I mean, classical music is what they recommend for infants and newborns, and they actually say that when we get older, that we become more childlike. So, I recommend that maybe doing some classical music, and also maybe aromatherapy. Of course, get it okay through the doctor that you can burn incense or candles, or just give her a soft, loving, nurturing environment as you are. But I'm just saying what I got psychically is, some classical music I think would pick up her spirits. And, aromatherapy is amazing. I would go online and look it up because there's actually oils, smells that actually stimulate the brain and it works. I'm a big holistic person. And when I spoke earlier, I talked about CBD oil and colostrum as being incredible, incredible supplements that really do heal the body and the mind. CBD oil is good for brain damage. So, all
Well,
right.
thank you very much.
Sure, sure. And my heart goes out to you, and and I understand you're in a tough part of your life, but like I said, I want you to call me back and share the joyous event that comes after. So every time, just remember, there the there is a beautiful after the storm. How the air is fresh and the lights are different. The feeling's different. You just have to realize that after the storm, something beautiful is going to come of this.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. Do we still have time for commercials, Jarvis?
Yeah, we're gonna get everything in.
Oh, great, great. I want to thank my producer engineer, Jarvis. I want to thank those that called in tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And I especially want to thank those that did take time out of their Friday night to tune in and listen to the show. And I will be back next Friday. Please tell your friends and family to give me a call, and I will speak to you all then. Have a good week. Bye.
YCH-IQUE.com has worldwide users instant messaging, reading blogs, romance stories, posting pictures, getting recipes, playing games, buying, selling, psychic readings, reviewing, and much more. Interact at YCH-IQUE.com.
Psychic Robin Zodiac focuses in on each caller with caring professionalism. Robin offers their caringcuddler.com service as touch therapy to those dealing with loss of love, at her Los Angeles studio. So, make your appointment at 855-922-4822. CaringCuddler.com does benefit both men and women that just need to be held. In today's world, there is a lot of times we need love energy through physical touch. There's nothing special to embrace a nurturing mom, or as Robin is known, as a psychic mom, to giggle, cry, and release pent-up emotions or feelings. So call 855-922-4822 for empathic healing comfort.
Breaking news on famous celebrity psychic Robin Zodiac, also known as Psychic Mom, and her order of business of her Secrets to New You Love ebook series on Amazon, to her live call-in Friday night show on ubnradio.com between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. California time, to her interactive lifestyle website www.psy-chic.com, which is the word psychic with a dash in the middle. That's psy-chic.com, to her in-person psychic readings at her Culver City studio. So log on now to psy-chic.com for more information about your accurate psychic reading with Robin Zodiac today.